Hello friends, today I will discuss the voltage current relations, power relations, energy relations in the resistance, inductance and capacitance. Before I discuss this, let me consider the necessity of this. The resistance, inductance and capacitance are the passive elements which are important at almost in every equipment that we use in factories or in daily life. So here we discuss about resistance symbol and its units and VI characteristic, VI relations, vector diagram, average power, fluctuating power, double frequency. Similarly, inductance symbol, equivalent circuit, units, VI relations, magnetic field, power, energy, capacitor symbol, units, static electric field, equivalent circuit, VI relations, vector diagram, power and energy. So let me consider first the resistance. So its symbol is like this and its units are ohms and it is represented by like this. Suppose the resistance is connected to a AC voltage supply like this, whose frequency is omega, then the current flowing through the resistor is I. So that I we can calculate using the Ohm's law, that is I is equal to applied voltage divided by resistance. So Vm sin omega t divided by R. This Vm by R is nothing but the maximum current that flows through this circuit. So we represent that with Im into sin omega t. Coming to the power, so power in the resistor is nothing but instantaneous power is nothing but P is equal to V into I, and we know what is V, that is applied voltage Vm sin omega t, and I is nothing but Im sin omega t. So when we combine this, we get Vm Im into sin square omega t. This sin square omega t we can write in terms of cos like this, 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So then bring this 2 here and we write that 2 root 2 into root 2. So Vm by root 2, the other one is Im by root 2 into 1 minus cos 2 omega t. For a sinusoidal wave, Vm by root 2, Im by root 2, they become RMS values. Vm by root 2 means Vrms, Im by root 2 means RMS. And when we expand this, we get like this. Vrms, Irms minus Vrms, Irms cos 2 omega t. If you look at this, we have the one constant term, the other is fluctuating quantity. So this constant power we call as average power, represented by Vrms, Irms, whereas the second term is a fluctuating quantity whose frequency is twice the supply frequency, that is 2 omega. And if we calculate the fluctuating power for a cycle, it will be 0. And average power we can write as Vrms, Irms. If you draw the waveforms for this voltage, current and power, we get like this. This is the current waveform, this is the voltage waveform. So they are in phase with each other, means they start at the same point, they end at the same point. So this is a voltage waveform, this is current waveform, they are in phase with each other. So that we can see here also. V sin omega t, Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t. This indicates there is no phase difference between this and this term. So we say So the voltage and current are in phase with each other. So that is why we get the waveform like this. Similarly, the power waveform is like this. It is a positive value. There is no negative value here. And P average means we get like this. P maximum means this is the maximum value. And if you draw these waveforms in the form of vector diagram, so we get like this. Voltage vector is like this and current vector is in phase with the V like this. Means both are in parallel. Next, let us go to the another component, that is inductor. This inductor is normally represented like this, and the symbol for that is capital L. For a practical inductor, we find some resistance for the inductor, so we draw like this. Inductance in series with a resistance. This resistance R is called the internal resistance of the inductance, and this coil is represented with L, and the units for the inductance is nothing but henries. And if you write the reactance for this inductance, we get, so when we apply the voltage source like this, which is V is equal to Vm sin omega t, then its frequency will become omega. So reactance of the inductance is represented by XL, and that is equal to 2 pi FL. That is also we can write as omega into L, and the units for this is ohms. For the inductive reactance, the units are ohms, whereas for inductance, the units are henries. Next, inductive impedance. So that becomes like this, means multiply the reactance with J, that is called the inductive impedance. J into XL means J omega L, or J into 2 pi FL. Units for this also ohms. So next, VI relation in inductor. So let us say we connect the AC supply to a pure inductor like this. Then a current flows through this inductor. So that current we call as IL. And let us say the current flowing through this is I is equal to Im sin omega t. And we know when there is a rate of change of current linking with the inductor, there will be a voltage induced in this inductor. So that we write as V is equal to L into di by dt. And we know what is I, that is Im sin omega t. So we write like this, L into d into Im sin omega t divided by dt. So if you look at this, sin omega t differentiation is nothing but cos omega t, and you have omega here, that also comes here, omega L into Im into cos omega t. So this omega L is nothing but reactance of the inductance, that is represented by XL. So Im into XL into cos omega t. This Im into XL is nothing but the voltage drop across the inductor. So that we say V is equal to Vm cos omega t. So this cos omega t we can represent in terms of the sign like this. V is equal to Vm sin omega t plus 90 degrees. And if you look at this, here is the current waveform and here is the voltage waveform. If you look at this voltage is leading the current vector or waveform by 90 degrees. Means the voltage leads or starts first, then the current. So this is the voltage waveform which is starting 90 degrees before the current vector or current waveform like this. This is the current waveform. This is lagging the voltage by 90 degrees. So that is why we get like this. This is the mathematical proof. Next. So if you draw those waveforms, we get like this. And similarly, because we are saying we found that the voltage is leading the current vector or current waveform by 90 degrees. So we can draw the vector diagram like this. This is I, this is V. So in a pure inductor, voltage leads the current by 90 degrees. That is what we find here in the vector diagram. Similarly in the waveform also. Next, coming to the power in the inductor. So let us write instantaneous power in an AC circuit or inductive circuit, that is P is equal to V into I. And we know what is V, that is Vm cos omega t, which is obtained just now. Then I is equal to Im sin omega t. Means Im sin omega t is taken as a reference, and using that we got this V, that is L di by dt. So from that we get this Vm cos omega t. So then bring this Vm Im together, that is Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t. So if you multiply both numerator and denominator with 2, we write like this: Vm Im by 2 into 2 sin omega t cos omega t. So from trigonometry we find that 2 sin omega t cos omega t is nothing but sin 2 omega t. And this 2 we can write as root 2 into root 2. Then we get Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2 into sin 2 omega t. And this, for a sine wave, Vm by root 2 is nothing but RMS value of the voltage, and Im by root 2 is the RMS value of the current, that we can write like this. So P is equal to Vrms Irms into sin 2 omega t. And this indicates the power in the inductor has the frequency double the supply frequency. And if we calculate the average power for one complete cycle, because there is a sine function, we get the 0 value. So that we can see here. This is the fundamental waveform, whereas this is the second harmonic waveform. Second harmonic waveform means this power in this case. So in an inductor, power is given by Vrms Irms sin 2 omega t. So the supply frequency shown by the bigger waveform, that is fundamental, and whereas this power in the inductor shows the waveform like this, and its frequency is double that of the fundamental. That means this power waveform making 2 revolutions in 1 second, whereas fundamental completes only 1 cycle in 1 second. Next, energy stored in the inductor. So the purpose of inductor is to create the magnetic field in this circuit. So energy stored in the inductor we can write as power in the inductor into duration of the time dt. So total energy is absorbed from the source to build the magnetic field in the inductor. It draws current from 0 to I in dt time. So then we get E is equal to integral 0 to I into V into I into dt. So we know for the inductor, this V is nothing but L into di by dt into I into dt. If you look at this dt going to get cancelled, we get the L into integral 0 to I into di. So once we integrate it and we apply the limits, then we get L into I square by 2. So once we substitute this 0 and I, then we get L into capital I square by 2. So rearranging the terms, we get half into L into I square. Next, we consider the capacitor. The symbol for the capacitor is like this, and it is represented by C, and the units are farads, and its equivalent circuit is is like this. Capacitance in series with resistance. This is one type of equivalent circuit. There is another equivalent circuit for the capacitor, that is resistance is in parallel with the capacitor. Both are valid, and these two types of equivalent circuits are used at different applications in the power systems and the utilization of electrical power. So if we calculate the capacitive reactance, it is represented by Xc, then we get 1 by omega c. This omega by omega c means that we can write as 1 by 2 pi Fc, where F is the supply frequency and capacitive impedance is given by Zc, and it can be found like this: 1 by j omega c, and we know what is 1 by omega c, that is nothing but xc divided by j. Multiply numerator and the denominator with j, then we get minus jxc. Then VI relations in the capacitor. So let us say the capacitor is connected to a AC voltage source like this, and let us say the capacitor is charging because of the current flowing through this. And let us say we assume the applied voltage as the reference, that is V is equal to Vm sin omega t, and we know in a capacitor the current flowing is given by I is equal to C into rate of change of voltage across it. Then we write like this: C into d by dt. Instead of V, we write Vm sin omega t. Once we differentiate it, we get Vm omega into C into cos omega t. So this one omega c we can write as like this: 1 divided by 1 by omega c into Vm cos omega t. This 1 by omega c is nothing but xc, means reactance of the capacitor. So we write like this: 1 by xc into Vm into cos omega t. So Vm by xc is nothing but the maximum current that flows through the capacitor. So we write I is equal to Im cos omega t. So this cos we can represent in terms of sign like this: Im into sin omega t plus 90 degrees. If you look at this I and V waveforms, so this I leading the voltage vector by 90 degrees, means the current vector starts first, then voltage vector starts next, means voltage waveform starts next. So current leads the voltage by 90 degrees in a capacitor like this. And in waveform also we can see here, current starts first, then the voltage starts, means current is leading the voltage by 90 degrees. That is what we can see in this waveform. So then power in the capacitor, instantaneous power in the AC circuit is given by P is equal to V into I. So that is nothing but Vm sin omega t into Im cos omega t, because I just now calculated. So Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t, and we can write this sin omega t cos omega t by multiplying with the two, both numerator and denominator, we get like this. And we write this 2 as root 2 into root 2, then we get Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2, and this we can write as sin 2 omega t. Then we get this power equation as Vrms into Irms into sin 2 omega t. That means the power in the capacitor flows has the frequency double the supply frequency, and if you take the average power for one cycle, one complete cycle, the power that we get is nothing but 0. Vrms, Irms, average of sin 2 omega t is nothing but 0. So if you look at this waveform, we find that just now we have seen the power equation will have the frequency double that of the supply frequency. This is the supply frequency, which is fundamental, whereas the frequency of the power in the capacitor has double the fundamental. So that is the reason this waveform makes the two cycles in 1 second, whereas the fundamental makes only one cycle in 1 second. Next, energy stored in the capacitor. So energy storage is used, or we can write like this. Suppose the AC supply is given to the capacitor like this, then the power in the capacitor we can write as or the energy stored in the capacitor we can write as power into time. So total energy absorbed to build the static electric field. So the voltage that ranges starts from 0 to V in dt time, means we allow the time dt. So then for this condition 0 to V, so we can write the equation like this: integral 0 to V Vi dt. And if you look at this I in a capacitor is nothing but C into dV by dt into dt. So into dt. So this dt and this dt going to get cancelled. Then we get the C outside, integral 0 to V into dV by dt into dt. So if you look at this equation, this dt going to get cancelled, then we get C into integral 0 to V into dV. So integral V is nothing but V. So we get here V square by 2. So rearrange the terms, then we get half into C into V square. And if you look at the power in the capacitor, its frequency is double the frequency like this, whereas the fundamental frequency is like this. And for one cycle or for each cycle, the power or the average power is nothing but 0 in a capacitor. So let me summarize once. So we have seen what is the necessity of these passive elements: resistance, inductance and capacitance, and we have also seen what are the units, what are the symbols for them, what are the VI relations for these three elements, and we also saw the vector diagram. We also observed the average power for the inductor and for the capacitor is 0, and we have seen that the fluctuating power in the resistor will have the double frequency, double the supply frequency. So we have seen the vector diagram for inductance, that is voltage leads the current by 90 degrees, whereas in case of capacitance, current leads the voltage by 90 degrees. We also see the power, average power in a capacitor is 0, and the energy is used to create the electric field in the capacitor, whereas in the inductor, energy or power is used to create the magnetic field.